Hello everyone. This is Frequency Bones Summer Music Connection 3. It's this third video, and it's called Instruction 2. Now, in the last video, we talked about playing like a child plays, to know thyself, to get inside of what we're doing in such a way we're totally absorbed in it. Now, there were some examples given about how to play with the sound. Playing with syllables. Playing was the key word. The kind of playing where you're so involved with it, with the discoveries of it, with feeling the different qualities of it, in this case, sound. And so that was an approach to working on sound. And after we approach something and get into it and dig around in it and find some things and discover some things, but we have to look for an application, don't we? So the next step, really, along this line of work is to take facets of the sound and apply it to different things. You might find that some of the syllables are good for louder passages, some for softer passages, some for more articulated passages, some better for slurred passages. This is for you to discover, because my experience after teaching for, well, it's coming up to 42 years, 43 years, is that things work different for different people. The balances are different. And that's a lot of what knowing yourself is about. What are the balances that you need? And of course, those change according to your change. Whether that change is physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental, you'll eventually realize that they're all very connected to each other. One can affect the other. So, in looking at this, I'm just going to play a couple things and see what happens. Now, already I can feel the different syllables. I don't know if you can hear some of them. I'm trying to make smooth transitions. But when I was thinking of that soft, when it was getting really soft and some of that, it was really coming, ooh. It wasn't in a tight way, but it was very into the ooh, and it had a little bit of a quasi-nasal quality to it. But that nasalness was compensated for with turning up a little bit more warmth in the ooh, ooh, if you see what I mean. Now these are things each person has to discover. And if you were with me and we were alone in the room and we could go back and forth with things, we'd be able to open up different territories, and I might be able to assist in seeing what some of your balances are. So again, for the people that are following along with this, please write in, and we'll work together on it. It's interesting to be on a discovery alone, and it's sometimes a little more fun at certain points of the way to be with other people in it who are interested. Now, all of this is to inspire discovery. But you have to want to discover. And a lot of times, great discoveries can be made by accident, so to speak, or coincidence. But usually the person, let's say it's a medical field or something else in the sciences, some other kind of technology, where they're searching for something. There's actually something in mind. They don't know how it will totally evolve, but they know that something's on the horizon. They're looking for something. And sometimes that something, I think, is very specific. Well, if we're looking to have more control on our instruments, for the reason of being in touch with ourselves, knowing that we change, knowing that we still want to continue with our art and discovery, well, that's going to be very, very important then to, once we try different things, find different properties, to apply it in different ways. Now, what am I doing there? I'm not only playing with syllables, I'm playing with different qualities of pitch. Because sometimes if we feel like we have leeway, and sometimes pitch is something we think we have no leeway about, we find where we can actually have mobility. And this is where I want to encourage people to find things. Now, you'd probably hear what I'd play and think, well, that wasn't very in tune. And I'd agree with you. The thing is, do we let ourselves find out what is in tune, what is not in tune? And this is something I think a lot of people feel there's no leeway with. Now, hear that? Hear that subtle distinction? Which maybe for a lot of you with terrific ears, it wasn't so subtle. I'm playing because when we're trying to discover something and we think we found something, it's then good to go to material that we usually work on and see if we can apply it. See where things change then in the midst of a piece that's we know, or in the midst of a piece that we're learning, and see where the different properties are and see the minute adjustments we have to do to find it in that realm. So as you can see, this particular video is to aid in what we've been discovering through a certain approach and then trying to apply it in all sorts of ways. Well, let's see what this does to you this week. Happy hunting.